So we have a series of goals that we pursue while we're traveling, and it's great for us to know up front and be clear for everyone what we're trying to get to, what we're trying to learn from this experience. And obviously one major goal is for you to learn a lot about Greek material culture and history. And the best place to do that by far is to do it in Greece, at the sites, and in the museums. There's no way that you can do anything like that in the classroom. So a big overriding goal for us is to learn a bunch about Greek material culture and history. But there are other things that we pursue that have nothing to do with that except incidentally, or we use the Greek material culture to pursue that end. So for example, one of the things that I'm a big believer in is we were trying to teach you a bunch of transferable skills that you're going to take with you after you leave Dartmouth and that will be valuable to you. And one of the most important skills in the modern workplace is being able to work collaboratively, to do group work effectively. And overall at Dartmouth, we do a horrible job with that. And not because we don't care about it, but because it's really difficult. And any Dartmouth student who's done a group project discovers immediately that the key issue is that you're all so scheduled that getting you in the room consistently to work together is a near impossibility. But in the Greece FSP, there's nothing else going on any day. That this is the focus of what we're doing, so we're all together all day long, every day. And so all the scheduling problems disappear. And collaborative work is enormously important in the modern workplace. And I guarantee you, I will make a bet with you right now, that when you're a senior and you go on 5 job interviews, 4 of them will ask you about collaborative work. And it's a skill that gets developed like anything else. You learn what to do and what not to do, how to make this an effective process. Because when it's done the right way, the end product is something that's better than anything that you could have done working by yourself. And I always tell my students at the beginning of their program, I know you don't believe that's true. Most of you think it's about dividing up the work so that if there's a lot of work, it just gets divided up into more manageable bits. But when group work's done the right way, the end product is better than anything you could have done individually. But that's not an easy point to get to. And so almost all the assignments that you do when you're on the Greece FSP are done as a member of a group. And we spend a lot of time talking about how to make groups work. And while you're doing it, we'll talk about what worked and what didn't work in your last group assignment and how you would do things differently next time. So we spend a lot of time conscientiously and consciously thinking about how to get groups to work. And after your 20th or 30th group assignment, guess what? You're going to be a lot better than you were at the outset. And when you go for your job interview and someone says, what are your views on collaborative work or group work? You can say, I know a lot about that. You know why? Because I spent a whole semester working as a member of a group and I took away some really important lessons and here they are. Another major goal for us is to work on your critical thinking skills, which is to say your ability to solve problems, in this case, using qualitative, not quantitative information. So I try to give you a problem to solve pretty much every day, which is, for example, here are a series of bronze helmets at Olympia from different time periods. How would you organize them into a group and how would you figure out what was produced where, when, and how would you put them in chronological order? So you have to sort of work through the material that's there and come up with a solution to a problem. And you do a lot of that on campus at Dartmouth. The difference here when we're in Greece and the FSP is that what you don't do is do a lot of reading ahead of time and then respond to what other people have said. We just look at the material. There's very little advanced reading after the first week in London. We just go look at a building or the material in a museum and you are given a problem and you think through with the other members of your group how to solve that problem. So you really rely on your own wits and analytical skills in a way that you never would in a classroom at Dartmouth. And that can be just a great exercise to getting beyond worrying about what other people said and just doing your own individual creative critical thinking.